Today, friends, we're watching Forza Horizon 5, and we have some brand new gameplay, and it looks totally insane. Now, this is from a megally compressed stream, so it doesn't even look as good as it actually will when you see the full thing. But there you go, McLaren top coming down, weather effects. You can see the storm in the distance, and of course, it's Forza Horizon 5, and they're going to drive into the damn storm. And that's exactly what they're going to do. So around the map, as you can clearly tell, the weather is different depending on different places, even during the same season. So if there's snow in an area, you can drive away from it. And that's basically what this whole stream was about. It was showcasing the different weather environments and how the weather affects different areas at all times. As you can see right here, it doesn't really get majorly stormy, but in the distance you can clearly see there is a storm arising. I obviously, of course, drive straight into the dust storm. Drive to the place you can't see. Say that, you can see. Everywhere around the map has these different biomes almost that's happening. The weather is different, and you can basically choose to drive away from it if you don't want to be in that particular area. I think that's super cool. Like, you can see the mass amounts of dust or clouds in the sky, and it tells you exactly what's going on in that area. So if there's something you want to partake in, you can do just that. Again, here's the shot showing you, do you want to go in that rainstorm? I know I do. It would be pretty sketchy, pretty skiddy, pretty slidey. And of course, before you go, you should probably put the top up. I was hoping maybe they go a little bit crazy and put the top down before they go into it. That would be pretty nice. So anyway, this stream is showing us, of course, brand new gameplay. In terms of gameplay overall, it's not a huge amount, but there are some really cool bits and pieces that I definitely want to dive in and show you guys, basically about the technology. This was a really nerdy stream. This is about fulfilling the dreams of those nerds that work on something that's so impressive, but it's so, like, you wouldn't even pay attention to it unless it was told to you. And the fact that Forza cater a dedicated live stream, the second live stream that they've done of the game, towards these nerdy peeps that want to put crazy camera rigs and take some crazy shots, which we'll see in a little bit. Of course, I just love that. That's what basically makes this game come together so well. The lighting, the effects, the weather, everything properly just piled in. Of course, Forza has always been about the crazy little details. Anyway, without further ado, this is a shot that they showed. This is the game sat here, and it's got a dynamic time. I'm going to speed up the clip so we can see it move a little bit quicker, and as you can see, you get a proper cool lighting effect as the sun starts to set. The clouds start to go orange. We're going to loop it again. Of course, you've got the balloons in the distance as well. Of course, the movement of the environment. I sped this up just because it looks a little bit cooler. This is actually the camera rig that they've been using. It's basically 3 cameras to capture a 12K image. Now, this is something you may remember in the last few Horizon games. This is something they've done previously. They just set up a camera rig and capture it. But this is the first time we've actually seen this, as far as I'm aware. It's basically 3 cameras that stitch things together. This is on site. You can see the camera rig on the background there, taking all of these sky images, and essentially just they got a free holiday out of it. Basically, don't lie, they went for the sake of the holiday. Sure, you went to capture images all day, not just to get a free trip. Now, here is a shot of basically what's happening with what the camera captures. As you can clearly see, crazy amounts of clouds. Gives you an idea of how they basically then stitch this into the world. It's kind of like what's captured with a normal 3D camera, except obviously it's just the sky. And that's then, I assume, layered onto the game for a test run. I don't know. Did they actually remold it? I'm going to say they remold it. There ain't no way it's just the actual thing. Maybe for the actual images of the clouds. Ah, see? Big brain. Big brain. Big McLaren. I love that. As I said, I love that these little details are basically being shown to you guys, and us guys, should I say, you guys, as if I'm involved in this whole thing. But it just, like, these little things are what basically make Horizon, especially considering the fact that usually story isn't a huge part in the Horizon games. If I say a huge, it's not a thing at all. But that's what I'm hoping, that this time we may get a little bit more out of that area of this, because of course everyone has had longer to spend on things like this. We've never had a Forza experience like this where the weather just blends into the world. In fact, Most games don't have this type of experience where the weather basically becomes part of the world, especially when it comes to open world games, and especially not when the worlds are dynamic and changing and the seasons change and everything like that. So of course, it deserved its own stream, and I'm glad that we got to see it. I'm very interested to see how it's going to be to drive in the dust storms. How much can you see? Like, how little can you see? Is there going to be mini challenges within this? Because it seems like that's going to be the case. And the fun fact of this all is the actual footage we just saw, the brand new footage, is very old footage as well. Not only is it compressed, not only is it downsampled to absolute heck fire because of the stream being in the little box, not only is the bitrate of the stream so low, it is old footage that was only really ever for internal use. We were never really ever going to see that, and most people won't actually see it unless you subscribe to these videos, because you already know we're in the right place for that. But ultimately, we just, this type of stuff we normally would never get to see. And here's what I'm going to say though. As cool as this stuff is, as exciting as this stuff is, we want more. Of course, it's nice that they keep giving us this information, but I really want to see some brand new stuff. Knowing that that stuff is old, it doesn't bother me. If you've got old stuff to show us, show us. It's going to cost you extra money. It's going to make you more money, because more of us baboons are going to be like, I want to see, I want to pay, I want to buy all your expansion stuff, because you need to keep giving us this information. This is something that a lot of developers and studios and publishers keep making the same mistake of announcing their game, and then it comes out in November. Need for Speed is a huge culprit for this. They just go dead basically once they've announced the game. I want to see so many tiny details about this game. I don't care if it's just things like talking about how the clouds are so cool in this game and the lighting is so cool in this game. I want a few more details about the world that I'm going to be experiencing. Of course, it's only been a few weeks, a couple of weeks, since they actually announced the damn game. So of course, I may be rushing into it being like, I need more, but you got to remember that normally Forza actually comes out in September, which is, it's a couple months sooner than we're going to be getting it this year. Again, at the start of September. This time we're getting it at the end of November. I can't tell, it's middle of November off the top of my head. So that is quite a distance compared to what we normally get. And of course, it's already had the longest development time of a Forza game. Of course, it's super interesting that you could already download the full thing, pre-install the full game from what it seems onto your drive. I've not tested it myself, but apparently that's the case. You can literally just the whole thing, which is very bizarre considering the fact that the game is half a year away. It's not quite something else. I was, you know, but not, maybe naturally they just got the November slot because maybe Microsoft doesn't have anything major for the slot. And of course, Halo is supposed to be coming out in a matter of weeks, so I imagine that's going to get that slot. But surely that would get the November slot normally, but we've waited long enough for Halo. I think we've just answered our own question. They were like, yeah, we'll take the extra development time. Why the heck not? So by the end of it, it will have been over 3 years since the previous Horizon game released. I think, right? I need to fact check that, but I think that's, I think that makes the most sense. But of course, we've also heard in the same stream that the support for this Horizon, for the current Horizon game, Forza Horizon 4, is basically now, it's over. I think after this, we're not going to see anything new in the old game, which is pretty sad. I was hoping that maybe we could just keep getting like one car until the end of the launch of the game to just keep us entwined in the franchise, because it's, again, Forza Horizon. Normally we'd have a Forza Motorsport between it. Every year we would have a Forza game, but it seems like this time that's it. Kaput, capiche, we're done. It is also something I want to think about is, do you think they're going to go back to the annual cycle after this game is out? And I think that's something we need to discuss in the future, but I thought it was just something I thought of now recently, so it's something that we should probably discuss. Is that, of course, one of the main reasons we got these huge content updates for Forza Horizon 4, including new features, especially the mode where you can create big ramps and jump up them. Of course, they were skimmed down features of what's available in the next game, but will we continue to see the same level of support now that the game is probably going to go back to the biannual cycle. So that means every 2 years we will get a Horizon game, and every 2 years in between those, we'll get a motorsport game. Do you think that we're going to get as much updates, as much content, as much free cars as we did as previous? Because if you think about it, the car pass is usually going to last us about the year, and then we jump to the next game, which is usually motorsport. Something to think about, something to discuss. Anyway, there you go. Forza Horizon 5, brand new gameplay. Hopefully, you guys did enjoy. Super cool to bring you this. And of course, any chance I get to be a little bit nerdy about something, I'm going to be a little bit nerdy about something. Thanks so much, friends. Be sure to smash like, subscribe if you are new, and we'll see you back here for more Forza Horizon 5 as soon as they give us some. Because it might be a while. Be sure to smash like, subscribe if you're not in the next video. Peace!